chosen one. Can you hear it? That whisper in the dead of night when everyone else is asleep. That ache in your chest that won't go away no matter how hard you pray. Do you feel it, that crushing weight of carrying burdens nobody sees, fighting battles nobody believes, walking a path nobody understands? Stop everything right now. This is not the message you've been waiting for. This is the message you need to hear. God Himself, the Creator who commands galaxies, who breathes life into existence, has paused everything just to speak directly to you. Not tomorrow, not next week, right now. You've been carrying something, haven't you? A secret pain, a silent grief. Maybe it's the loneliness of being misunderstood by your own family. Maybe it's the exhaustion of trying to be strong when you're barely holding on. Maybe it's that crushing question you're too afraid to ask out loud. God, have you forgotten me? Let me tell you something that will shake your soul. He hasn't forgotten you, not for 1 second. Every tear you've cried in secret, He collected them. Every night you felt invisible, He was there. Every moment you thought you couldn't go on, He was holding you up. God has taken time out of His eternal plan to tell you something so urgent, so powerful, that the very angels are leaning in to listen. You are not random, you are not forgotten, you are chosen. And what's about to unfold in your life will leave you breathless. Before we go any further, if you feel this urgency burning in your spirit right now, hit that like button and comment 99 below. This number is not random, it's a divine signal. Share this with someone whose soul needs awakening. And I want to say something from my heart. Thank you to every single one of you who has supported this message through super thanks. Your generosity means more than you know. You're not just giving, you're helping spread light to souls drowning in darkness, to chosen ones who feel utterly alone in their calling. Whether you give or not, I'm deeply grateful for your presence here, your time, your attention. It all matters. And if this message resonates deep in your soul, go ahead and let that offering be your seed of faith. Now, lean in close, because what God is about to reveal will change everything you thought you knew about your purpose, your pain, and your power. The waiting is over, chosen one. Your awakening begins now. What if I told you that right now, at this very second, the entire machinery of the universe has come to a halt just for you? What if every star, every angel, every spiritual force in existence is holding its breath, waiting to see if you'll finally hear what God has been screaming into the silence of your soul? Can you feel it? That strange heaviness in the air, that unexplainable pull that brought you to this exact moment. This is not coincidence. This is divine interruption. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine the creator of all things, the one who spoke worlds into existence, who numbers every hair on your head, who knows your name before you were even a thought in your mother's womb, stopping everything to focus on you. Not on nations, not on kingdoms, on you. The God who never sleeps, who never grows weary, has pressed pause on the cosmos because what He's about to say to you cannot wait another moment. You've felt it, haven't you? That gnawing ache deep in your chest that won't go away no matter how many times you pray. That exhaustion that sleep doesn't fix. That loneliness that crowds can't cure. You've been wandering through a wilderness of your own making, fighting battles that were never yours to fight, carrying burdens God never intended for your shoulders. And all the while, heaven has been watching. But here's what breaks God's heart. You've been struggling alone. In Psalm 23, David wrote, "Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me." But tell me the truth, chosen one. Have you felt Him with you? Or have you felt abandoned, forgotten, like you're screaming into a void that refuses to answer back? God is not silent. He's been shouting, but your pain has been so loud, your doubt so deafening, that His voice became a whisper you couldn't hear. Until now, God is frustrated. not angry, frustrated. There's a difference. Anger burns out. Frustration is love that refuses to give up. He's been watching you settle for crumbs when he's prepared a feast. He's been watching you accept defeat when he's already secured your victory. He's been watching you believe the lies of the enemy while his truth sits unopened in your spirit. Listen to what he says in Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Do you hear that? Plans. Not maybe, not if you're good enough, not if you pray harder. Plans, already set, already written, already guaranteed. But here's the brutal truth you need to face right now. You've been living beneath your calling. You've been so busy surviving that you forgot you were created to thrive. You've been so focused on the pain of yesterday that you missed the promise of tomorrow. You've been replaying old defeats while God is trying to hand you new victories. And God is saying, enough is enough. This pause, this divine, sacred, earth-shaking pause, is not punishment. It's preparation. It's not delay. It's incubation. Just as a baby grows in the hidden darkness of the womb before bursting into light, you are being formed right now in ways you cannot see. Every tear you've cried has been watering seeds of destiny. Every sleepless night has been breaking ground for miracles. Every moment you thought you couldn't go on, that was when God was carrying you. Do you remember what Jesus said to Lazarus? After 4 days in the tomb, 4 days of death, decay, and hopelessness, Jesus stood at that grave and shouted one word, "Come forth." And death itself had to obey. Chosen one, I don't care how long you've been in that tomb. I don't care how dead your dreams feel, how cold your faith has grown, how impossible your situation looks. God is standing at the entrance of your grave right now, and he's about to shout your name. But here's the question that will determine everything. Will you answer? Will you step out of that grave? Will you unwrap yourself from the burial clothes of doubt, fear, and past failures? Will you let go of the identity of the broken and embrace the reality of the chosen? Because God didn't pause everything just to give you another sermon. He paused everything to give you a choice. This moment, this sacred, mystical, unrepeatable moment, is your crossroads. The universe is watching, angels are waiting, and God himself is extending his hand. So here's what I need you to understand as we move forward. What you're about to hear in the next part of this message is not information, it's activation, it's not theory. It's the ignition switch for the purpose you've been carrying your whole life without knowing it. But first, you need to decide right now. Are you done with the old? Are you ready for the shift? Because once you step into what God is about to reveal, there's no going back to who you used to be. You know what breaks my heart? It's watching God's chosen ones, people like you, walking around carrying burdens that were never meant to be yours. You've been carrying the weight of disappointment so long, it feels like part of your skeleton now. The heaviness of unanswered prayers, the exhaustion of trying to be strong for everyone else while you're barely breathing yourself. Let me ask you something that might sting. When was the last time you actually felt rest? Not sleep, not distraction, not numbing yourself with television or scrolling through your phone at 2 a.m. because the silence is too loud. I'm talking about real rest, the kind that reaches down into the marrow of your bones and whispers, "You're safe now." You can't remember, can you? Because the world has convinced you that rest is laziness, that stillness is weakness, that if you're not hustling, grinding, pushing through the pain, you're falling behind. But here's what they don't tell you. You can't outrun what God is trying to heal. Listen to me carefully. Right now, in this very moment, God is offering you something the world can never give. He's offering you divine stillness. Not the kind of rest that comes from exhaustion where you collapse because you have nothing left. No. This is the rest that comes from surrender. the kind where you finally stop fighting and let God carry what you were never meant to hold. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." Do you hear that? Be still, not try harder, not figure it out, not push through one more day. Be still, because in that stillness, something miraculous happens. God begins to reprogram your spirit. Think about it like this. You know how a computer sometimes gets so overloaded with viruses, corrupted files, and broken programs that it can't function anymore. The only solution is a complete reset. Wipe it clean. Start fresh. That's exactly what God is doing in your life right now. He's not just patching up the cracks. He's not just putting a band-aid on your wounds. He's performing a complete spiritual reset. Every moment of trauma that rewired your brain to expect betrayal, God is rewiring it for trust. Every year of struggle that taught you to doubt His goodness, He's reversing it, restoring your faith. Every ounce of exhaustion that aged you before your time, He's reversing that too, breathing divine youth and vitality back into your weary bones. You might be thinking, but I've been waiting so long. I've been still. I've been praying. Where is He? And that's the question that haunts you at night, isn't it? The one you're afraid to say out loud because it feels like doubt. But let me tell you something that will shatter your understanding. God's silence is not His absence. It's His surgery. When a surgeon operates, the patient is unconscious. They can't see the precision of the scalpel. They can't feel the careful removal of what's killing them. They can't watch as skilled hands reconstruct what was broken. All they know is the stillness, the waiting, the wondering if anything is happening at all. But when they wake up, everything has changed. That's where you are right now, chosen one. You're in the stillness, in the surgery. And I need you to trust that while you can't see it, while you can't feel it, God is moving with surgical precision in the unseen realms of your life. He's removing what's been poisoning you. He's reconstructing what the enemy destroyed. He's preparing you for a level of blessing you're not even ready to handle yet. But here's the part that most people miss, the part that separates those who experience breakthrough from those who stay stuck. This divine reset won't come without a test. God is asking you to do the hardest thing you've ever done. He's asking you to be still when everything in you wants to move, to trust when logic says panic, to rest when the world says run. He's calling you to stand in faith when you can't see one single thing changing in the natural realm. And I'm telling you right now, this is your moment of decision. Because when God moves, and oh beloved, He is about to move, you will be unrecognizable. The person looking back at you in the mirror won't just look different. They'll be different, transformed from the inside out. But you have to trust the process. You have to surrender to the reset. So here's my question for you. Are you ready to let go of what you've been holding on to and trust God with what you can't control? Because what's coming next, what God is preparing to reveal, will prove that every moment of stillness was worth it. Every tear you cried in secret was watering seeds you couldn't see. Every time you felt forgotten, God was positioning you for unprecedented favor. The reset is happening. The question is, will you receive it? Listen to me carefully, chosen one. Right now, in this exact moment, you're standing at a crossroads that will define the rest of your life. Not next month, not when things feel right. Right now, and here's the truth that most people will never tell you. Hesitation is a form of disobedience. You've been praying for breakthrough, haven't you? On your knees, tears streaming down your face, begging God to move in your life. You've been asking for doors to open, for clarity, for provision, for healing. And now, right now, God is answering. But He's answering in a way you didn't expect. He's not just opening the door. He's telling you to walk through it. And that terrifies you, doesn't it? Because walking through means leaving behind the familiar. It means trusting when you can't see. It means obeying when it doesn't make sense. Remember what God told Joshua, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid. Do not be discouraged, for the Lord your God will be with you wherever you go." Joshua 1-9. Not a suggestion, a command. God didn't say, "Joshua, when you feel ready." He said, "I have commanded you," and He's commanding you right now. But here's where most people stumble. They wait for the feeling to come first. They wait to feel brave before they step forward. They wait to feel certain before they obey. And while they're waiting, the door quietly closes. The season passes. The opportunity evaporates like morning mist. Obedience is not about feeling. It's about faith in motion. You want to know why you've felt stuck? Why the same patterns keep repeating? Why breakthrough feels like it's always just out of reach? Because you've been waiting for God to move without realizing He's been waiting for you. He's already moved mountains. He's already cleared the path. He's already positioned the right people, the right resources, the right timing. All that's missing is your step of faith. Think about Peter walking on water. The miracle didn't happen while he was sitting safely in the boat, contemplating whether it was possible. The miracle happened when he put his foot over the edge and stepped onto the impossible. Matthew 14:29 says, "Then Peter got down out of the boat, walked on the water and came toward Jesus." Got down, walked, came toward. Action verbs. Not thought about it, not prayed about it for another 6 months. He moved. And here's what breaks my heart. Some of you reading this right now have been in the same boat for years, watching others walk on water, watching others receive their miracles, wondering why God seems to bless everyone else but not you. And the brutal, loving truth is this: God is calling you out of the boat, but you keep asking Him to calm the storm first. That's not how faith works. Faith doesn't wait for perfect conditions. Faith creates perfect conditions through obedience. The storm doesn't stop because you finally feel ready. The storm bows to the authority you carry when you step out in obedience to God's command. So let me ask you something, and I want you to answer honestly in your heart. What has God been telling you to do that you've been avoiding? What step has He been nudging you toward that you keep putting off? Is it forgiving someone who doesn't deserve it? Is it letting go of a relationship that's draining your spirit? Is it finally using the gift He placed in you that you've been too afraid to share? Name it right now, because the very thing you're avoiding is the very door to your breakthrough. This is your moment. Not tomorrow. Not when you have more money, more time, more confidence. This moment. And God is watching to see if you'll trust Him enough to move. I want you to do something right now that might feel uncomfortable, but it's going to shift something in the spiritual realm. I want you to type 99 inches the comments below, not as a superstition, not as magic, but as a declaration, a spiritual agreement with God that you are ready to obey, ready to move, ready to step into the destiny He's been preparing for you. And hit that subscribe button. Not for me, for you, because you're joining a community of warriors who have decided that they're done sitting in the boat. You're aligning yourself with chosen ones who are walking on water, who are stepping into the impossible, who are refusing to let another season pass them by. This is not just engagement. This is spiritual participation. This is you saying, God, I hear you, I trust you, and I'm moving. Because what comes next, what God is about to reveal in the final part of this message, will require everything you've got. And I need to know you're ready. Are you? Do you hear it? Listen closely, in the silence between your heartbeats, in the stillness of this very moment. There's a sound, faint at first, but growing louder. It's the divine alarm, and it's ringing for you. You are waking up. After years, decades perhaps, of feeling like you were moving through life in a fog, Something is shifting. The incubation period is over. God has kept you hidden, not because he forgot you, but because he was preparing you. Like a seed buried deep in dark soil, you couldn't see what was happening. All you felt was the weight of the earth pressing down, the isolation, the silence, the endless waiting. But listen to what Psalm 30:5 tells us. Weeping may endure for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Chosen one, your morning has arrived. The world will never recognize you the same way again, not because you've changed your appearance or your address, but because you are stepping into the fullness of who you were always meant to be. That quiet person they overlooked, that faithful soul they dismissed, gone. In their place stands someone clothed in divine authority, radiating a light that cannot be hidden. You feel it, don't you? That trembling in your spirit, that electricity running through your veins. It's not anxiety, it's awakening. Your spiritual senses are coming alive. Things you couldn't see before are now crystal clear. People you thought were in your corner, you now see their true intentions. Doors you thought were closed, you now recognize they were never meant for you in the first place. This is what Isaiah 60:1 meant when it declared, "Arise, shine, for your light has come, and the glory of the Lord has risen upon you." Arise. That's a command, not a suggestion. God is not asking if you feel ready. He's telling you you are ready. But let me ask you something that might sting. How long are you going to keep playing small? How many more years are you going to waste apologizing for the gifts God placed inside you? How much longer will you let fear, doubt, and the opinions of small-minded people keep you in chains? Because here's the truth, they don't want you to know. Those chains, they were never real. They were illusions, mental prisons, spiritual lies whispered by an enemy who knew that if you ever discovered your true identity, his kingdom would tremble. Every limitation you accepted as truth was a carefully constructed deception designed to keep you asleep, compliant, controllable. But God is breaking those chains right now. Not tomorrow, not next month. Right now. As these words wash over your spirit, the fear that paralyzed you when opportunity knocked, shattered. The insecurity that made you shrink back when God called you forward, destroyed. The shame from your past that whispered you weren't worthy, silenced forever. Listen to what Jesus promised in John 8:36. If the Son sets you free, you will be free indeed. Free indeed, not partially free, not free with conditions, not free until the next trauma triggers you. Free indeed. Can you feel those chains falling? The weight lifting, the tightness in your chest finally releasing? That's not your imagination. That's the Holy Spirit doing what only He can do, liberating your soul from everything that held it captive. You are stepping into your calling now, not tiptoeing, not apologizing, stepping with power, with grace, with divine authority that makes darkness flee and heaven take notice. This is your moment. The moment when everything shifts, when the story changes, when the underdog becomes the overcomer, when the forgotten becomes the favored, when the broken becomes the breakthrough. And here's what's going to shock you most. You won't have to fight for this. You won't have to manipulate, scheme, or force doors open. When God awakens you to your true calling, the universe itself rearranges to accommodate your purpose. People who need to leave, they'll exit on their own. Resources you need, they'll appear at exactly the right time. Opportunities you couldn't have orchestrated in 1,000 years, they'll fall into your lap like ripe fruit. This is what it means to walk in divine alignment. This is the favor that confounds human logic. This is the blessing that makes people whisper, "How did that happen?" And you'll smile, because you'll know the truth. God happened. He reached down into your darkness. He breathed life into your dry bones. He spoke light into your chaos. And now, Now you are waking up to see what he's been doing while you waited, while you wept, while you wondered if this day would ever come. It came, beloved. Your awakening is here. So let me ask you one final question before we move forward. Are you ready to see just how far this transformation goes? Are you prepared for God to show you the specifics of what he's been building in the secret place? Because what's coming next will take your breath away. Chosen one. Pause with me right here, just for a moment. Take a deep breath and feel what's happening inside your chest right now. Do you feel it? That stirring, that ancient awakening. That's not anxiety, that's not fear, that's your spirit recognizing truth. Look at what God has done. Look at the path you've walked to get to this very moment. Every tear that fell in the darkness, it watered the soil of your destiny. Every betrayal that broke you, it broke open the door to your purpose. Every night you cried out, God, where are you? He was right there, holding you, whispering, not yet, beloved, not yet, but soon. And that soon is now. Your story is not over. Oh, beloved, it's only just begun. You thought you were at the end, didn't you? You thought maybe you'd missed your moment, your chance, your season. But God doesn't work on human timelines. He works in eternal rhythms. And right now, in this very second, you are walking with divine clarity. Your path is illuminated not by the flickering light of human understanding, but by the blazing glory of heaven itself. The Apostle Paul wrote in Ephesians 5:14, Awake, O sleeper, and arise from the dead, and Christ will shine on you. This isn't just ancient poetry, this is your personal summons. You've been sleeping through your own resurrection, but not anymore. The world will try to distract you. It's already started, hasn't it? Even as you're hearing these words, something is pulling at your attention. A notification, a worry, a doubt whispering, this isn't for you. You're not special enough. You're too broken, too old, too late. Stop. Listen to me. That voice is a liar. And you know who the father of lies is, don't you? John 8:44 makes it clear. When he lies, he speaks his native language, for he is a liar and the father of lies. The enemy's greatest weapon isn't temptation, it's distraction. If he can keep you distracted, he can keep you dormant. If he can keep you doubting, he can keep you from your destiny. But your purpose, hear me now, your purpose is greater than any distraction, greater than your fear, greater than your past, greater than the opinions of people who never understood you anyway. Here's what I need you to understand with every fiber of your being. God didn't bring you this far to leave you in the hallway. He didn't wake you up just to watch you go back to sleep. He didn't call you chosen as a nice compliment. He called you chosen because there is a specific assignment with your name written on it in the Lamb's Book of Life. And that assignment is due now. Not when you feel ready. Not when you're stronger. Not when your circumstances improve. Now, Romans 13:11 says, the hour has already come for you to wake up from your slumber, because our salvation is nearer now than when we first believed. Do you hear that? The hour has already come. Not tomorrow, not next week. The alarm has been ringing, and God is saying, get up, move, act. Your salvation, your deliverance, your breakthrough, your destiny is closer than it's ever been. So I'm going to ask you something, and I need you to answer it honestly, right there in your heart. What are you waiting for? Permission? You just got it from the King of Kings. Confidence? It comes through obedience, not before it. The perfect moment? Beloved, this is the perfect moment, because God ordained it before the foundation of the world. Don't wait. Don't you dare wait another second living below the calling God placed on your life. Take action today, not tomorrow, today. Subscribe to this journey. Because this isn't just content. This is a movement of chosen ones rising across this nation, across this world, waking up to who they really are. God is moving in your life right now. Not metaphorically, not symbolically, right now. As you're reading these words, angels are being dispatched, doors are being unlocked, chains are being broken, and the enemy is terrified because he knows what happens when a chosen one finally wakes up. Join us. Be part of this transformation, because the chosen ones are rising, and beloved, you are one of them. Hit that subscribe button. Drop a 99 inches the comments. Share this with someone whose spirit you know is calling out for awakening, because your obedience doesn't just change your life, it becomes the catalyst for someone else's breakthrough. The question is no longer, am I chosen? The question is, now that I know I'm chosen, what will I do about it? Chosen one. Take a deep breath. Right now. Feel your chest rise and fall. You're still here. You're still standing. After everything, after the nights you didn't think you'd survive, after the losses that nearly broke you, after the prayers that felt like they disappeared into silence, you're still here. And do you know why? Because God is not finished with you yet. Listen to me carefully. The enemy has whispered lies in your ear for so long that you started believing them. You're too old. You're too broken. You've made too many mistakes. Your best years are behind you. But right now, in this sacred moment, God is ripping those lies out by the root and replacing them with divine truth. You are not a leftover. You are not forgotten. You are not too late. The Bible says in Isaiah 46:4, even to your old age and gray hairs, I am He who will sustain you. I have made you, and I will carry you. I will sustain you, and I will rescue you. Did you hear that? God didn't say He used to carry you. He said He will carry you. Present tense, active, right now. You've been walking through a season that felt like death, haven't you? Maybe it was the loss of a spouse who knew you better than anyone. Maybe it's the children who moved away and forgot to call. Maybe it's the body that doesn't work like it used to, the dreams that seem impossible now, the purpose that feels buried under years of disappointment. But here's what the enemy doesn't want you to know. Your greatest assignment is still ahead of you. God doesn't waste pain, beloved. Every tear, every sleepless night, every moment you felt invisible, He's been turning it into authority, into wisdom, into a testimony so powerful that when you finally step into it, hell itself will tremble. Think about Moses, 80 years old, tending sheep in the wilderness, probably thinking his life was over. And then God showed up in a burning bush and said, now we begin. Abraham was 75 when God called him to leave everything. Sarah was 90 when she gave birth to the impossible. Your age is not your disqualification, it's your authorization. Right now, in the invisible realm, there's a shift happening. Doors that have been rusted shut for decades are creaking open. Relationships that seem dead are being resurrected. Resources you never imagined are being redirected toward you. God is orchestrating a divine collision between your faithfulness and His favor. And when it hits, when it finally manifests in the physical realm, it's going to shock everyone who counted you out. But here's what I need you to understand, chosen one. This breakthrough requires something from you. Not perfection, not performance, but posture. You have to stop apologizing for still being here. Stop shrinking back because society says you're past your prime. Stop letting your past define your future. The transformation you're experiencing right now, the restlessness, the urgency, the holy dissatisfaction with staying where you are, that's not anxiety. That's God preparing you for acceleration. In Joel 2:25, God promises, I will restore to you the years that the swarming locust has eaten, not give you new years, Restore the ones that were stolen. That means everything the enemy took: your confidence, your joy, your purpose, your health. God is bringing it back with interest. You are standing on the edge of the greatest comeback story heaven has ever written through your life. The next chapter is not an epilogue, it's an explosion. So here's my question for you. Will you trust him? Will you believe that the God who paused the entire universe just to speak to you right now is capable of doing the impossible in your life? The answer you give in your spirit right this moment will determine what happens next. Chosen one, you are not alone. You have never been alone. The transformation you're experiencing is not random, it's divine surgery. God is removing what needs to go and restoring what needs to return. You've been chosen for such a time as this, not in spite of your age, but because of it. Not in spite of your scars, but because of the wisdom they've carved into your soul. Trust his timing. Trust his process. Trust your purpose. Your breakthrough is not coming. It's already here. Now, lift your hands, close your eyes, and receive what heaven has been holding for you. Father, I speak over every person hearing these words right now. Release the fullness of your plan over their lives. Restore what was stolen, heal what was broken, ignite what was dormant. Let them feel your presence like never before. In Jesus' mighty name, amen. Welcome to your new beginning, chosen one. The waiting is over.